Good evening, folks. Not sure if anybody's on just yet. Good evening, folks. Now I'm going to have an echo for a minute because I didn't turn the volume on my tablet down. Weldon Carey, thanks for being here, man. Mr. Eddie, thank you for being here. Looks like TKE was here at one point in time, as well as Marco and Fred, and Ground Fog, as well as Rhodey. So, Marco is still here. Thanks for being here, man. Rebel Rouser 777, thanks for being here, man. $19.31 Leatherworks, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Tuesday. Today was my first day back at work after vacation, so I think I'm still got a little bit of vacation lag going on, if that's considered a thing. But I inadvertently planned it just right because this week is would only be a 2-day work week with Tuesday and Wednesday being the work week, and then of course Thanksgiving on Thursday, and then we're off Friday as well. So I think this will ease me back into the work mode a little bit easier, maybe. Paul Mills, thanks for being here. Angelo, thank you for being here as well. Rebel Rouser, that's let me see if I can find that. Congratulations. Last day of work, retired after tomorrow. That's very cool. Hope you enjoy that retirement. I have a few years to go. Mr. Eddie likes to give me a hard time and say I'm older than I actually am, but not that old just yet. But congratulations again. Paul Mills, I think I said hello, and Darkwater is here as well. Thanks for being here. Got a lot of folks here. That's very awesome. I believe Curtis is in Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. And it is cool to have knives from local makers. I've got several American Blade Works. They're from about hour and a half from here. I don't have one of these yet, though. I've got to handle several of them. That one's a little bit closer to me than American Blade Works. They're in Hendersonville, North Carolina. So that's very cool. And the Curtis is I like that knife. Just say that. Mr. Eddie, if I haven't said hello to you, thanks for being here. And nothing real crazy going on here today. This looks like it's a little blurry there. Let's see if we can get that straightened out. Y'all let me know if it's not y'all let me know if that's not showing up very well. If it's blurry. I think it cleared up though, according to my tablet. Yeah, this one I actually kind of acquired here just recently. Traded another one of the knives on the table for it. A lot of these knives are not mine. Some of them are. But the majority of them, of the ones that's laid out here on the table, are not mine. But they are part of the, well, some of them are part of a box that I got from Mr. Eddie before vacation. One of them I made a trade for and got in and have promptly traded it away for that Curtis. One of them is the knife that I purchased while on vacation, and another one is, or two of them are actually owned by my nephew. So a lot of these aren't mine. All right, let's see what we've got here. Paul Mills says he likes the Lamia or Lamia. I'm not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced. But you may or may not know that I'm a sucker for these milled milling lines on the blade, and this one's no exception. It's a very nice knife. TKE made it to my live. Man, I appreciate it. Thanks for being here, man. I wasn't sure that I think you may have got off a little bit early tonight, and I wasn't sure you'd make it. So TKE says, "Let me hit the like button." Oh wait, I did that like an hour ago. 1931 Leatherworks says, I have owned 3, had to sell all of them. I think he's talking about the Curtis knives here. Yeah, my nephew would not be happy about that if I were to send you that Cretan by mistake. That is a sweet knife. If you haven't checked out Hypercut, you may want to do so. They're a up and coming company, in my opinion. And I believe he's actually doing some production work for some other makers as well. So very cool. Thanks, TK. I do appreciate that, sir. And that's the way it should be. If it's possible to make my live, then I appreciate it. If you're not able to make it, that's okay too. We all have lives that we're living and stuff that happens. So we just have to do as we can. But I do appreciate everybody that has dropped by, everybody that subscribed, all that stuff. Dan Stan, thank you. I do appreciate it. There's 2 of the knives on the table are mine. The others are loaned to me by Mr. Eddie, who is on here on the live, and a couple of them are loaned to me by my nephew. One of them or 2 of them are technically mine. So appreciate that comment. That is not true. TKE has lives on Saturday. I think they start around 10:30 Eastern. 10 or 10:30 Eastern. Y'all correct me on that. It may be 11 o'clock Central for TKE. Hey, Broke, thanks for being here, man. Rolf Robertson, thanks for being here. And you guys that are here that have channels and I haven't made one of your lives, please forgive me. I need to do better on that. So we can, I can tell you here what I've got on the table. This is a Tuya shocker. My nephew recently picked that up on the secondary. This one here is a Berg Blades Tick. I wanted to check that one out because I really like the Sweeney, and well, I guess I could pick these knives up and actually show them. Might be helpful. So this is the Tuya shocker. It's I think it's designed by a U.S. based designer, and I'm pretty sure the knife itself is made in China. This here is a 940 I picked up while on vacation. We went down to Orlando, and just north of Orlando, there's a little shop called, I believe it's called Ruff's Saddle Shop. They are actually saddle makers. So when you roll into the, or when you go into the shop there, it's got like a screen door on the front of the shop. Walk in, and a guy in a cowboy hat and jeans is back there working on saddles. And of course, there's a lovely smell of leather there. And he has quite a few knives there. I found out they are an authorized Benchmade dealer, and I picked this one up while I was there. It was very interesting. He had the knives laid out very meticulously, and when he would show me a knife and take it back, he would actually take out a handkerchief and wipe the knife down before he put it back in the place that it was supposed to go. So it was very cool. And this one here is a Chris Reeve Incosi that I picked up on a trade, and just not my thing. And I've traded it for that Curtis. Don't get me wrong; it's a very, very nice knife, but it's just not me. This is more my size with the large Incosi. And these are just different than what I'm used to. This is a Grimsmo Norseman. Very cool knife. Mr. Eddie sent that one for me to carry and around for a few days. And while it was not initially one that I liked, it's growing on me a little bit. This is the Berg Blades Tick. It is it's a very cool knife. I like it. I don't think I like it as much as I like my Sweeney, but I do like it. This is the SPK Lamia, however it might be pronounced. It's got the very cool milling on the blade, milling lines, and has a very cool design there on the scale as well. Action on it is awesome. It's lighter than you might think initially picking it up or seeing it and then picking it up. And this is a Curtis Knives F3 medium Wharncliffe, and now on about what I would consider the perfect carry knife for me. I like this blade shape. I like the action, and I like it a lot. I like the thick blade stock there, and the hollow grind, and it is very slicey. But I like that one. All right, and then the last one that I have on the table is the Hypercut Cretan. This is number 3, I think. My nephew picked this one up at Blade Show Tactical here a few weeks ago, at the same time that I got the other Cretan and picked up Mr. Eddie's Hypercut. But this one is very cool. Stay tuned, not today, but in fact, you might consider it just a little bit there. Hopefully in the near future, I'll do a disassembly video of this knife. And if you can see down in there, the milling on the inside of the carbon fiber scale, it's very cool. All right, let me get caught up with some of the comments here, because I got to roll back and or scroll back. Mr. Eddie says, I don't know where your RDB is. You meant RDB. Mine is here, but that one's not yours. We've talked about that multiple times. Just saying. All right. L Cap, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. L Cap asks, is it just the size of the small Insingo you don't like, or something else? Well, yeah, it's partially the small size. It's just not my thing. I don't like the thumb studs on it. And I do like thumb studs. I'm beginning to like thumb studs on some knives a bit more. And it's not a bad knife. It's just, that one's just not for me. The same blade shape on one this size, I might would have kept it, because it is a USA maker, and it is it's kind of one of those knives that is it's been around for, the maker's been around for a minute, and they make very good products, well-loved products, even if it's not my favorite. This is actually the first one that I've owned. Mr. Eddie sent me this one when he found out I was getting this one, just to have something to compare it to. And they're very well-made knives. I've had this one apart and have taken a look at it, and it's pretty cool. It's different. I mean, it's on washers, but the new Bitch-Made 940 that I just got's on washers too. It's a different action. Rolf, I am not sure at this point which knife you were talking about, but I'm not going to disagree with you about an interesting knife, because I think most of the ones here on the table are interesting. Mr. Eddie says this one's extra custom. I found out that Mr. Eddie actually customized this pivot. It was a shiny silver, and he made it not shiny, and I like the blue, so that's not a problem at all. And then he also customized the clip a little bit. So that's a custom mid-tech, I guess you could say. Brown Sugar, thanks for being here, man. And Paul Mill says he likes the big pivot collar. I'm assuming you're talking about the Hypercut here, and the let me get this up where you can really see it, if it'll cooperate. These those are tritium vials in the middle there, also here on this side, and also in the clip as well. so it kind of glows. And he matched them. They're blue tritium, whereas on some of the other models, they were like a green tritium. But very cool. Oh, and I don't know if I really showed that, but it's of course on the show side there's no frame, but inside here there is a metal liner for the lock, and he anodized those blue as well, and the clip is anodized blue, as well as the back spacer and the hardware. So very well done knife. Mr. Eddie's got 3 hypercuts, I believe, and I think he probably wouldn't mind getting a few more of them. Bushcraft Rebooted, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. And let's see who else is. Let's check the comments. I think I'm a bit behind on comments, which happens when I get to yapping about a knife. TKE says, look at that Norsey. And that Norsey is very cool as well. Let's show a close-up of that. And you can see the milling on the scales there, as well as that you may have heard me mention that I like the milling lines on the blades. And that's a really good example there. You can see the different facets of the blade. So very cool knife. What wouldn't be cool is getting myself cut while I'm doing that. TKE says, I want to try the tick sometime. The tick is pretty neat. Good access to the lock bar is one thing that I've noticed right off the bat. Easily. Let's see if I think I had a blur there at the top. Easily reverse flickable, as well as regular flipper action. So really good knife as well. I have been really pleased with the Berg blades models that I have tried thus far. They're just they're well executed. But you probably need to talk to Mr. Eddie, and I'm not sure how y'all currently stand on that. So anyhow, Bushcraft Rebooted says, I had the small Sabenza, wasn't my style either, like a very fancy 5th pocket knife. From what I understand, the small Inkosi is actually smaller than the small Sabenza. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me. Somebody here probably has a lot more experience with CRK knives than I do. And it's a kind of a funny thing anyways. Much like some of the other knives, or another one of the knives on the table here, I may have been a little aggravated with how something happened in the past. For CRK, it was a less than stellar visit to their booth at Blade Show, and I just had no interest in them. But I've decided, that's not the way to be. Things can happen in one day that really didn't matter or weren't indicative of how the company was. So I said I was going to give them a shot, and I'm not saying I won't have a CRK, but a friend of mine actually thought it would be a funny joke to send me a Chris Reeve t-shirt. So he sent it to me, even though I didn't own a CRK, and I actually wear it. So he thought it was hilarious that I actually bought a CRK, and also called me a quitter when I traded it away. So it's all right. Another I had a less than favorable experience with Benchmates. When I got back into knife collecting, I picked up a couple of Benchmates, and neither one of them were centered, and I wasn't proficient at disassembling, cleaning them, and all that kind of good stuff. And I think I had heard something about them not honoring the warranty if you disassembled it or whatever. So I stayed away from them for a good long time. However, I had a friend that allowed me to use his bug out after I picked up the Walmart Ozark Grail, and so I played with this one a little bit, and it's actually a decent knife. So when I went looking, I thought about one of these, but this was such a classic knife. I mean, it's been around for a very long time. That model, I think, was introduced during the 2000 Blade Show, and it's been around and is still a very popular knife. So I've had friends that have them, and that's pretty much the only knife they'll get. So I decided to give them a shot. And reading online, I heard that if you contacted them, they would send you a deep carry clip for a knife. And I did so, and it was a very easy process. Talking to the gentleman that answered the phone, and I've got a deep carry clip on the way. So sometimes your first impressions on a knife maker may not be the most favorable. Sometimes it's best to give them another shot. Just my soapbox for a few minutes with that, I guess. Dr. Drew, dude, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. (1931) Leatherwork says, I just need a folder and a slip joint, and I can do an all Michigan-made blade carry. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Rolf, are you talking about the this one with the big pivot or the one with the big pivot collar here? And hopefully I can remember once you answer, because I'm behind on the chat here. Mr. Eddie said Norsee's the best in the table. No. Each person is entitled to their opinion. Rolf says, that's why I'm here, to learn about the new knives and hardware. So I'm still learning, and hope to continue to learn. And Mr. A says, trade you a bug out for the RDB. And no. Let's see. 1931 Ed Leatherworks says, Mr. Eddie, I'll trade you a Liang Ma Field Duty 3 for a Curtis. 3.5 for a Curtis. So there's an offer there, and that's been offered Mr. Eddie. Liang Ma, I think those were made by Riyadh, if I'm not mistaken. TKE says, I need a bug out to compare to the Ozark Grail I have en route from Dark Water. I actually have a video on where I disassembled both of those and took a look at them. So yeah, there's that. Mr. Eddie says he doesn't like the Young Ma stuff. Don't know why. They make some pretty cool stuff. The Everyday Field Duty or not everyday field duty. The field duty EDC is a pretty cool knife, as well as the full-sized field duties, I thought. Bushcraft Rebooted says, which on the table is your favorite? Well, in my case, it's a good question. I'm going to move the ones that's not my favorite to the side a little bit, and try to show which ones would be the favorites. Let's close up those to differentiate them just a little bit. And if you see me fold up your favorite, don't start crying. Talking to you, Mr. Eddie. I think these would be some of the favorites right now at this moment, just because it's my newest trade. I'd probably say this one here, the Curtis F3. I just like that one a lot. If I had the money to get one of these, I probably would. I like this knife a lot. It's a great knife. This knife here will probably always be one of my favorite knives in my collection. It was a gift, and that's one knife that I plan to hang on to. And I have several knives that were gifts, and plan to keep those in the collection, even if the rest of them move on. All right, but that's a good question, Bushcraft. Very good question. Dwayne Letterman, a fellow South Carolinian, thanks for being here. But I do have Morials, but I do have a regular G10 Lamia, and I'm trying to not make it here because I did not have my laptop plugged in, and I think it was about to shut down. So this one on top is the Miguron Morial, and the one underneath is the Lamia, or Lamia, however one might pronounce it. I'm not sure exactly how that goes. Probably would do me well to try to figure that out, especially before I do a review or a disassembly of it. But anyhow, we kind of noticed the similarities here between these two knives, just at least in the overall blade shape, and shape of the handles, and all of that good stuff. So Mr. Eddie says the Morial is the better knife. If it were contoured, and maybe the titanium one is contoured, but this one's got the flat scales. It's not bad, but this one's more refined, more comfortable in hand, a lot lighter as well. Action is really good on it, but the action's not bad on this one. I think this was like a $30 knife, and it comes with a titanium clip. I did anodize that a good long time ago, but this one's probably $750, $800, I think. So there's a good price difference there. 1931 Leatherwork says, I will say I haven't carried my field duty 3.5 since I sat on the flipper and opened it, then it cut my finger. Yeah, that's I can see that. LCAP says it seems like now Benchmade will. Oh, let me highlight that so I can put it up on the screen. We'll still give you free clips, but they prefer you to send it in now. I've got them to send me a clip once, and they kind of gave me a hard time, and I've sent in a lot of knives. That's disappointing to hear, LCAP. I don't like having to send my knives in, especially if it's something that I can easily do myself. If you follow the channel, you probably know that I enjoy disassembly and cleaning knives. All right, let's see. 1931 Leatherwork said I tried to get a free deep carry clip from Benchmade and they tried to charge me. Oh, that's not good. Well, I won't say that's not good. I was surprised that it was so easy to get them to send me one. I didn't know if what I had heard was true or not, and but the gentleman I talked to was really nice. So. And Mr. Eddie says, I called them today and they're sending me 3. They said you are allowed 2 clips per knife a year, which seems pretty cool. Hopefully I don't destroy the one that they're sending, which I'll probably put on here because I think that would be very cool with this knife. And I'll, of course, just keep this one here as a backup. And if I destroy that one, as well, I'm being really rough on that knife. LCAP says, Terry, yeah, that seems to be the position now unless you send it in for service. I hope to never have to send the knife in for service, but I do appreciate that Benchmade has a very good warranty from all I can tell. Oh, if I send you that RDB to check out, wait a minute, you put that in quotes. I don't know about that. We'll see. We'll discuss it. LCAP says, I sent in enough knives to Benchmade. It's not an issue. I just take the old clip off to keep and ask that they replace it. Makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. (1931) says the Morial is about as close to a budget Evo as you can get, in my opinion. I found that I tend to like knives that the belly of the blade is lower than the handle, if that makes sense. It just seems like cutting something just makes more sense. This one's kind of angled down a little bit, so in essence it's similar to that. There are, and this is actually one of them, where, in my opinion, let me disengage this lock blade or lock bar. In my opinion, if the knife were like that, it would be a lot better. In my opinion. Okay, this is how it normally would be. But I think if it were set up to be about like that, it would be better. That's just me, though. I could be wrong. But so the Lamia kind of does this. This knife kind of does that. And this one as well. So that's just, again, that's my opinion. Hey, Fred, thanks for being here, man. And that knife is very good. However you say it, I'll have to get with somebody and find out the proper pronunciation. That may be just me getting on online and finding the uh, SPK, whatever. I can't remember his name. I would probably know it if I saw it. Fred, Mr. Eddie says, Fred, the Miguron is better. Well, y'all can hash that out. There's a lot of differences there. And there's Fred's retort to Mr. Eddie's comment. And so you're giving away. Oh, is it mine? Is this mine then? I'm guessing not. But anywho. All right. Bushcraft says, I only like Benchmade knives because of Zach's stuff. No other reason. See, I've been watching, I watch his channel on Sunday afternoons some, and came to appreciate them a little bit more, I guess, watching them, that and being able to experience this knife. And I'm really liking this knife as well. So there you are. All right. Mr. Eddie's commenting on Milton showing up, I think, and saying about time. I didn't say that, Milton. That's Mr. Eddie. I appreciate you being here, man. Mr. Eddie says, Benchmade makes the best knives in the planet. I'm just going to keep on going from there. Milty was streaming in Twitch, so thanks for coming over here, man. Okay. Anyhow. Mr. Fred says, did someone hack Mr. Eddie's account? I can't believe his words. Fred, take Mr. Eddie's comments with a grain of salt. That's all I can say. And my according to TKE, my monotone does make one sleepy. So there's that as well. Alex, that's Alex Steingraber, I think is the name, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let me try to get called up here. I think I'm getting close here. Triple E EDC, thanks for being here. I don't think I've recognized you this evening. Thanks for being here. He says, as someone who has over 20 gold class Benchmates, I like them, but best in the world? There you go. There you go. I agree. I don't know that I would give anyone that designation just yet. There's a lot of good makers out there. Fred says, I got to wake up in 3 hours. Fred, go to bed, man. That's really early. I think y'all may be traveling, so safe travels. Milton's being a good moderator there and is linking some channels there. Do appreciate it, Milton. He's linked Triple E EDC, looks like, as well as Bushcraft Rebooted. Fred says he's getting rid of all my Benchmates other than the Anthem. And good night, Fred. Thanks for being here, man. Have a good evening. I have had. I tend to, well, in case you haven't noticed, I tend to enjoy knives that are reverse flickable more so than others. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I've used this the Norseman here with the thumb studs, working on a callus on the finger, on the thumb there. So I got this. I got the Benchmade 940. I can reverse flick that one with the thumb studs though. I also enjoy front flippers. So, and this, by the way, this one is an excellent front flipper. Well, this way, it's a little soft on that way. The thumb works great, and the reverse flick works great as well. This is pretty cool. But I tend to like knives that I can reverse flick. And so I got initially got two Benchmades, the Griptilian with the opening hole, and as I mentioned, they weren't centered. Like two in a row of them. I ended up getting a better one of those, a better steel. I got the first ones were the G10, and I think I got a better Benchmade Griptilian later on, but I don't remember if that one was centered either. I ended up getting rid of it as well. So this is the first Benchmade that I've owned that was thumb stud only. All right, let's see. Mr. Eddie has the opinion. He's of the opinion that front flippers should go away. And Triple EDC says, given what you have on the table, you need a Rask. It's excellent, and the secondary prices are great right now. Triple E, yeah, Mr. Eddie was mentioning the Rask, and I think I do need to try a Rask. So we'll see if I can't check Mr. Eddie's out. I think he's got one on the way. Let's see that CRK for the last time. Well, you know where it's going, so let's see if I can get it here and on the camera. You'll probably see it again. It's actually in really good shape. What's happened? I think something happened with my camera here, so let's try that again. So y'all hang on just with me just a second. My phone said there was an update available, and it decided to kill the camera. So hang on just a second and let me figure this out. It wouldn't be alive without a technical issue, a glitch of some sort. All right. I think I've got it back now. And let's... Come on. Focus. Focus. It feels like a TKE live now, y'all. Oh, I mean, it feels like a Help with Gadgets live. That's what I meant. Not a TKE live. He's probably not listening anyways. All right, maybe it's got it now. All right. CRK. It's actually a really, really clean knife. I don't dislike it. I don't love it. And I got to be careful. This thing is going to bite me if I'm not careful. It's tried to a couple of times now. All right. I think Paul Mills likes the Anthem. He said it's the best Benchmade they ever made. Milty says he loves his Rask. And Mr. Eddie says, Rask, what's that? TKE says front flipper should definitely go away. Mr. Eddie, is that you saying I can have a Strix? So, anyhow, there you go. And then Mr. Mind of Milton said it's like a Kubi. Mr. Eddie says, so quality. Anyhow, Triple E EDC says, Grimsby Rask, a solo Norseman, had to let him know the Rask is the truth. The Rask does look interesting. I will give you that. So Mr. Eddie says the Knight's Edge, or to the Knight's Edge, the Strix is Milton's Christmas present. And Milton says, yeah. And no. Yeah, yes, you do. I think I had to turn it on to Intel, whatever it was. Milton, the RDB is the rainy day blade. This knife here, the Spectre. And I would venture to say, Triple E, that my camera roll is probably pretty mild. And there is Mr. Eddie helping out Milton, saying second from the top. Paul says the Rask is better than the Norseman. The Norseman's kind of grown on me. Mr. Eddie sent this one to me, and I made sure that he sent me one that I could carry. So this is one that he's actually has carried, and I wanted that so I wouldn't mess if I carried it and got a mark on it. It wouldn't be a big deal. But the scales are not something that are going to tend to show any kind of marks very much. I don't know about the blade itself. I have used it a little bit, but not much. It's growing on me a little bit. So I can see the Rask would probably be really good. Well, I'm to this comment, but I don't remember. Maybe I answered the question already. Maybe. And 1931 Leatherworks says to TKE, maybe my knife will change your mind. And I may have missed something on that, but that's okay. Mind of Milton has linked 1931 Leatherworks, which I understand may be Terry. So I'm slowly catching on with some stuff here, maybe. The front flipper, I don't know what knife that is, so I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't know if I've tried this one. I'd probably cut myself, and I don't want to do that on camera. I don't want to have to run to the medicine cabinet and try to stop the bleeding. Bushcraft, thank you so much for subscribing. If that's what you're talking about, if you subscribe to me, I really appreciate it. Triple EDC says Knife Joy just put up some nice looking RDB customs. Mr. Eddie, you may want to go check them out. And Mr. Eddie also says that he has 3 Norseys, had 5 and 2 Rask. I think one of the Norseys may have gone to I think maybe Milton and TK may have got a Norseman from him. And let's see. Let's keep on scrolling. Mr. Eddie, if I were to buy a Grimsmo, it would have to be the Rask. I can understand that. The Norseman is a little different than a lot of knives. And 1931 Leatherworks says the Orlock is my design coming out with Concept. Very cool. I will definitely have to check it out. I think this may be the only Concept that I have right now. And again, I'm rather boring in the knives that I like. Kind of a Warren Cliff sheep's footy type reverse flickable knife. That's just my thing. If you see a lot of the knives here on the table that are mine or that way. And Mind of Milton said, "Who's Cretan?" That's my nephew's Cretan. He picked it up. He was actually going for a custom Sparrow, and I think they were all gone by the time he got there anyway. And he started looking at the hypercuts and ended up telling me that he was glad he ended up with a hypercut instead of the custom Strix. But part of that may have been the price, because that custom Strix was pretty expensive, and that is not yours. It's not yours yet, and it may not be. He may decide he doesn't wants to keep it. I don't know. All right, let's see. Paul Mills, there's one for sale right now for $7. I bet he would take less. I believe he's talking about the Rask there. I heard the guys talking about that the other night. So Mr. Eddie says, correcto on the Norseys. And El Cap has linked Triple EDC. And I'm going to have to check that one out as well, because I don't know that I am subscribed to Triple EDC. So I need to go check that out afterwards. I'm with you, Paul. I am with you there, man. And Triple EDC says, just look the Orlock. Nice looking design. Great job, 1931 Leatherworks. I plan to look at it as well. You know what? Let's use the let's all look at it here. Let's see if I can find this. And then I'll put it up on screen. I may have to look a little bit further for that. Let's see. Well, looks like my good friend said Stevie's checked it out. Let's see if I can find a picture of this. Yeah, that I don't think Stevie would mind me bringing it up on screen, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see if I can show this. I'm pretty sure I saw that already before. So that's the design there, as reviewed by Stevie Wonder Woman, and checks a lot of the boxes that I like there. So I need to check that one out. Very cool. 1931 Leatherworks, or Terry, as I've understood is the name. But very cool, very cool. I like that. I agree. TKE says Hypercut's definitely impressed me with the Biku. TKE has the Biku right now. Looking at it, and I just did a review on that one, or just dropped the review on that one here in the last few days. It's a very cool knife. Paul Mill says he does want an Orlock. Yep, that it looks good. Milton agrees too. Triple EDC says Hypercut and Prince Custom seem to be the new high-end CNC hype. Very much want to check them out. Yeah, the Prince Customs Protean, I think, is one of the models that I haven't got to check out. I may have seen them at Blade Show, but haven't had the opportunity to really check them out. Hopefully one of my friends will get that one and I can take a look at it. Hypercut, very cool. I believe Hypercut's actually going to do some of the production models for Keennison. Is what I believe I saw on Instagram. Bushcraft said he's got Triple E and 1931 Leatherworks as well. On I think that's on the subscriptions, and that is awesome. I've got a couple of you are actually new to me, or at least the ones that I don't recognize as having been on here before. So I really appreciate that, and I'll need to check you out as well. And 1931 Leatherworks. So there's several reviews on the prototype. Very cool. Mr. Eddie says, so he needs a blue Skyhawk. You may have seen, there's one of those right there. And there's Maddie. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. Maddie had a great video today, according to Mind of Milton, and I still need to check that video out. I think I heard about it, but I don't think I have seen it. And there's a joke there. It involves Buc-ee's. And then Mr. Eddie has to add in the part about what video. Maddie says he's been enjoying the spiced almond cookies. I think Mr. Eddie may have included some treats in the box that went to Maddie. And Maddie's recognizing Triple EDC, and again, I've got to check you out, Triple E, as well as Terry. Matisfaction needs to blast this channel on his live. And I'm not sure which channel he's talking about, but Maddie has a pretty good pretty good showing there. Pretty good subscriber base that that he has some reach with. And I covered this up because I happened to see something on the tablet screen. 1931 Leatherworks says, Maddie and his success was a huge inspiration for me. That's very cool for you to recognize him for that, Terry. And I actually saw Jason Goldman pop up on there and say something about the bug out, and that's actually his bug out. He lives in a town very close to me, or 40 minutes away or so. And he's actually the one that let me borrow this bug out. And Paul Mills, I think I saw it's 14C28N, but I'm not positive on that. I'm sure he'll probably pop in and respond to that. S35EN, I was incorrect. S35EN. Absolutely. It's very cool when you get a chance to chat with someone that has designed a knife or has a design that is coming out. That's very cool. Terry says he was aiming for budget premium, and that's awesome. Mr. Eddie says he needs a Prince custom to check out. Bushcraft Rebooted, thanks for subscribing, man. I do appreciate it. Satisfaction said he got a whaler from a certain someone and he loves it. If you haven't checked out Mr. Eddie's content, he actually makes custom fixed blades in his garage, and he's got some really cool designs. Check him out on YouTube as well as Instagram, and he's got some very cool knives that he's made. And let's see. I've got some comments there. I'm not sure what they're talking about, and I'm going to keep on scrolling. Mr. Eddie says, help with gadgets. You can grow your channel if you buy subs. Oh, I said something about Stevie, and he shows up. That's very cool. Stevie, I showed Terry's Orlock prototype from your review and on here just a few minutes ago. I was trying to get what it looked like, and your review popped up, so I pulled it up just to take a look and show everybody else. Hope you don't mind, man. Stated Stevie. Alrighty. Triple EDC says, "Do not buy subs." No, that's not what I do, man. Can't do that. I'm struggling the hard way. Just a few a week. It usually ends up being. YouTube Music Portal, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for coming back. I remember you from being here several times. So thank you for coming back. Says he was at the golf course having Taco Tuesday. And it doesn't matter. I appreciate you being here however way you can be. Yeah, it is true. There's a few channels that are growing meteorically, and it's interesting to see what's going on. And then there's a couple of more comments I'm just gonna keep on scrolling for. Mr. Eddie actually linked his YouTube. Appreciate that, Mr. Eddie. TKE says he tried to buy subs, but his credit check ensured that is in fact not an option. Triple E, absolutely. And I think if you've got more subs, if you're getting more subs than you're getting views, that might be a sign that you are not doing it the right way. So if it works for somebody, then that, and they want to do that, I'm not. That's just not me. So, and Mr. Eddie knew that. He's just picking at me. TK also linked Mr. Eddie, and then TK linked Mr. Eddie again, and again, I believe so. And then 1931 Leatherworks says, "Great, now I need to add Mr. Eddie to my list of makers to get a knife from." He does. Check out the check out the Whaler. Jason Goldman says, "I like subs." They're talking about subscribers there, Jason, not Firehouse or something like that, Jersey Mike's or whatever it might be. Mr. Eddie says that he doesn't make that many, but he does occasionally. And if you like it, put in an order. Just saying. And this is true. That just means they're even rarer. Triple E, thank you, sir. Do appreciate that. Stevie said, cease and desist. And also, if you haven't checked out Stevie's channel, Milton linked that. I'm sure probably most everybody here is. And there's Mr. Eddie's Instagram as well. And Maddie, don't encourage Jason, please. We're not talking about sandwiches. We're not talking about sandwiches. All right. Bushcraft says, Maddie, what's your live schedule these days? It's tomorrow night, right? Wednesday night? My mind may not be working correctly, but I think it's tomorrow night. Stevie says, I'm actually looking for more unsubs. There was a, what was that? That dredged up a brief memory of something, and I can't remember. It may have been a TV show. Anyhow, Bando, thanks for being here, man. Do appreciate it. Bando has an interesting channel. If you haven't seen his channel, I think hopefully somebody will link that just momentarily. Maddie says Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Fridays with Stevie at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So, and Stevie's exactly right. Check out the knife tube schedule. If someone has a link to that, also please drop that in if one of the mods does. Weldon Carey says, Bendo, nice live tonight. And I think I missed that one. I know I missed that one. It's not, I think I saw it earlier, but wasn't able to get on it. And I don't know who Elvis is, so. Oh, El Cap. Awesome, guys. Unknown subject. Yep, that's exactly right. There was a. Then there may have been multiple shows, or it may have been an old radio show. I don't know where I heard that term. And El Cap has dropped in Bando's YouTube, and also Weldon Carries as well. That is awesome. And absolutely bushcraft. Teamwork makes the dream work. So to recap the knives on the table, I think some of you probably know what most of these are. This is the CRK Smalling Cosi. And you can see that against the large Nkosi here as well. I'm no expert on the CRK knives, though. And it would help if I would get it in camera or on camera. The large one's more my style, but nonetheless, both of them are really cool knives. This is the Grimsmo Norseman, which is a really thin knife to be such a have such a large presence. It's well, let's see. Let's get Jason's bug out here just to show the thickness there. So there, that's really cool. This is the Tuya Shocker. My nephew got that one here just recently, and he's allowed me to take a look at it. We've got the Berg Blades Tick, which again, a lot of the knives that I've been able to check out from Berg Blades have been really cool. This is the Curtis Knives F3 medium Warncliffe, which I just traded for and really like. It's been in pocket well, it's been in pocket today a good bit. This is the Artie Blades Spectre. I think this is number 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. It was a custom knife that was gifted to me and stays in the collection, even though Mr. Eddie keeps talking about it. This is the Miguron Morial. It's a budget knife, and it comes with a titanium clip, if I recall correctly. And we were talking earlier how there was some similarities in the shapes of these two knives. They're not exact. I mean, it's not I wouldn't say it was a copy of, the one was a copy of the other. There's just some similarities there. And this Miguron Morial is a budget knife. And this SPK is not a budget knife, and is a very very nice knife. And I messed that one up, but if you can hear that, it's a very cool knife. All right, this is the Hypercut Cretan. My nephew actually picked this up at Blade Show Tactical. I'm going to say it's a local manufacturer. It's in the next state, but it's probably less than an hour and a half from where I live. Very cool knife maker. Really cool knife. This is the Benchmade 940. I think most of you probably have had this knife, have held this knife, something. You probably know this knife. It's been around for a good long time. I finally picked one up on vacation here the other day, and I look like I am blurry. Come on, straighten up, camera. This is the Benchmade Bug Out. Nice lightweight knife. most of you probably already experienced that one as well. And I think that's all of the ones laying here on the table. So just a brief overview of the ones that we've been talking about tonight. And let me catch up on comments. Weldon says he is 30 away from 2,000. If you're not subscribed to Weldon Carey, get on over there if you would and subscribe to him. Help him get to that 2K. Very cool. Yep, and that's probably right. 1931. I don't watch it, but I think my wife did a lot. I don't think she has recently, but I think she did at one time. And Maddie's agreeing with him there. So this is very cool. I have a couple of new folks have joined the channel or joined the live tonight, and I really appreciate that. A couple that I need to check out. I'll probably have to re-watch my live to remember who they were, but I do appreciate it. So, in case anybody was, I actually told that story about. Well, I actually didn't tell the story. I said there was something that had a less than stellar interaction at a blade show booth, and Jason was actually there. So anyhow, that was an interesting time. Oh, I don't, Jason, I don't know if you knew, but that one. This one was mine for 2 days. I did get a CRK knife, and a mutual friend of ours just loved it. Triple EDC says, I think the Berg Blades Iron Wolf was the first or possibly second knife ever reviewed. Yeah, I can see that. I have been pleased with the ones that I have experienced so far. I really like my my Sweeney. Let's see, where's it at? I really like the Sweeney here. It's a simple knife, but it's very cool. The front flipper works really well. Reverse flick works really well. It looks good. The Mars Valley carbon fiber there. Really do like that one. All right. Bushcraft Rebooted says, LCAP, can you drop my link? Going to be posting again soon. Yeah, please do so, someone, if LCAP's not able to get it. No. Come on, guys. That's not right, I don't think. We're looking at Knight Rosetta Stone. That's exactly right. That's something, Rhodey. Absolutely. Thanks for being here, Triple E. I think we're about to wind it up. I've been going for an hour and a half now, and I think I've blabbed about as much as I can. Really appreciate you being here. And LCAP did drop the Bushcraft Rebooted link there. Thanks for doing so. Thanks, LCAP. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it. I am... like I mentioned, we're back from vacation. I think I've still got a little bit of vacation lag, and I'm going to go ahead and get ready for bed, I do believe. really, really, really do appreciate everybody that's dropped by and just hung out for a little bit. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Night, guys. Thank you again.